What's up, Richland High School? Welcome back to week 2. Today we are going to be talking about integrity. For me, integrity is one of the most important core values that we have. So we're going to spend a little bit of time defining what is integrity, how does it show up, and what are some kind of practical ways that you can practice integrity in your daily life. So first of all, what is integrity, right? You know, people use that phrase. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is watching. I think it's a great way to describe it. It's a little more than that, right? I think that's a fantastic answer, and we should all practice that. I think the next thing, though, is that integrity is keeping your word. It's living out your values, no matter how hard the situation might be. Sometimes in hard times, we start to potentially stray away from our values to reduce the discomfort. Integrity is having the fortitude to continue to practice our values even when it's hard. I want you guys to remember that champions aren't just remembered for what they accomplish, but they're remembered for how they achieve it. And I think that's such a big piece, right? When we talk about being champions and building champions, we've said all along that we're not talking about trophies. We're talking about doing the things that champions do on a daily basis that will result in accomplishing great things, right? So integrity shows up kind of in 3 ways, or at least I'm going to talk about 3 ways that it shows up, right? So first of all is integrity in your words, right? Like telling the truth, being honest, even when it's hard, right? There are times when telling the truth is going to be really, really uncomfortable. I think that's a huge thing for us, to be able to have the integrity to tell the truth even when it's difficult, even when the end result might be uncomfortable for us. Refusing to spread rumors about people, or refusing to talk about people behind their back. That's another way integrity shows up in words. Excuse me. Integrity shows up in our actions, right? Our actions should match our values. We can't walk around saying that this is what's important in our lives and then acting a completely different way. Integrity in action shows up by doing your own work, right? By taking responsibility for your mistakes, by owning up when you fall short. And I think in today's society, I think that is something that's not often encouraged. I think we want to blame. I think we want to displace the results if they don't go the way we want them to, instead of just owning the responsibility and saying, it doesn't matter, I'm going to get better. And I think that's a big piece of this for all of us too. The next piece is integrity just shows up in your commitments, right? If you say you're going to do something, do it. Being on time for things, that's showing integrity in your commitments. People want to know that they can count on you. People want to know that they can rely on you and your word. So think about that and how it has to do with integrity as we go through with this. Excuse me. So at the end of this, why does this all matter? Why is integrity important? Integrity is one of those foundational pieces of trust, kind of like we talked about respect last week. Integrity is right there, right? Without integrity, there is no trust. Without trust, you have relationships that fall apart. You have teams that fall apart. You have opportunities in your life that start to disappear. When people know they can rely on you, the relationships that you build with them, they start to open doors for you. And they're not just opening doors for you in high school. They're not opening doors for you right now. They're opening doors that you'll be able to access for the rest of your life, because people go to bat for you when they know they can trust you. So that's a huge, huge deal. If I know that I can rely on you, if I know that I can trust you, I'm much more likely to help you achieve the next thing. I'm much more likely to give you an opportunity to do something special. That's high school, that's adulthood, that's college, that's in every part of our lives. So what are practical ways that we can practice integrity on a daily basis, right? So being honest, right? Even when it's uncomfortable. Giving credit to others when credit is due, not taking credit for other people's work. Doing our own work, right? Academic integrity is a huge piece of that. Keeping our commitments on a daily basis. Owning our mistakes and then making it right, right? It's not enough sometimes just to say, hey, I'm sorry for that. That was on me. But then how do I go the next step and fix it? And then put something in place to make sure it doesn't happen again. And then again, making sure that our actions match our words. We should be people who act out our core values. We should be people who others know exactly what they're going to get when they deal with us, because we are people of integrity. So huge, huge thing for us as we go through this week. So this week, My challenge to you is to find a way to practice integrity, to find a way to lean into something when it might be uncomfortable and still doing the right thing. If every one of us could do that, imagine the kind of place that we can build, right? And I said the same thing last week about being respectful, and you're going to hear that same theme over and over and over again as we go through our core values this week. But I want you guys to think about that. Teachers, I've sent about 3 questions in an email for you guys to discuss here with your class during advisory day. So please take a few moments to do that. Let's make it a great week this week, Raiders.